Alright, so ASB, what did you expect?
When I went into ASB, honestly, I didn't know what really to expect because I've never been on something like this. And this is probably one of the biggest volunteer projects I've ever been on. But, you know, I wanted to come in as kind of like a blank slate because I knew what I was getting into. I went into a hospice, home and hospice, and so people were actively dying there, and there's a lot of people that have gone through a lot, Alzheimer's patients, dementia patients, which is the ward I worked on, but there was all kinds of people, and I just wanted to be able to hear people's stories, because I know a lot of people, you know, they don't really have families, and so they're just there, and just living in a home, so, yeah.
Two things. Just speak a little louder, and otherwise you're good. And then I guess you kind of touched on it, but what did you do on your trip?
So in DC, we went to Washington DC for our trip, which we had the advantage of being able to travel some sightseeing places as well as going and volunteering. So in the mornings we would take an hour trek towards the home and hospice by train, and yeah, trains are not easy in DC because they don't go everywhere. And then afterwards we would go sightseeing. So we basically didn't sleep. We also stayed on the floor of a church and with a few other groups who were also doing alternative spring break. But yeah, basically that's what we did. We went and talked to, not patients, I shouldn't say, but people who were residents, that's what they called them, in the home, and just did whatever the staff needed us to do.
How did it influence you?
Oh gosh. So, me and my friend Esther, who went on the trip with us, we decided that we wanted to uptake the Alzheimer's and Dementia Ward. And honestly, I didn't know what to expect at all, because I didn't think, yeah, they probably won't remember us, which they probably still don't, but it changed me and it made me remember them, because like there were some people in there, they couldn't even talk because they had such a like high stage of Alzheimer's. But at moments, like, you could get them to talk, or they'd interact with you, or you can see the expression on their face whenever they see a picture. Like, for example, one lady, sorry, I'm gonna go into this, but one lady, she was so deep into her Alzheimer's, like I said, she couldn't talk. She actually spoke Greek, so anything that she said anyways, we couldn't understand. But, you know, none of the staff could understand her or anything. But she had such a deep connection with babies, and they had these like monitors, these amazing monitors where they had like games and videos and all kinds of things set up on the screen, so the patients or residents could go in there and interact with the monitor. And every meal, before every meal, they would sit her down in front of these monitors and just put up a slideshow of babies. And before she would sit down, she'd be totally reactionless, just sitting there, just like, you know, emotionless. But as soon as you put her down in front of the screen and you put up the slideshow of babies, her face lit up. She started crying, like, oh my God, it was heart-wrenching. Yeah. So I think in one word, I guess it's touching. It just touched me a lot, interacting with those people.
I think it works. You can do it for one word rather than one sentence, but I think that works.
Yeah, touching.
We'll change it up a little bit.
Yeah.